I'm 86 years old now. Every time my birthday rolls around, I get all these sweet cards wishing me a long life, saying, "May you live to 100." But if I'm being completely honest with myself, I feel like I've got maybe 5 or 6 years left in the tank. Have you ever actually stopped and asked yourself how much time you really have left after you cross that 70-year mark? We tend to treat aging like a total mystery, assuming it's all up to luck or genetics. But the hard truth is, your body is already dropping clues right now. And let me be clear, these aren't just random guesses, old wives' tales, or internet myths. These are concrete, measurable patterns observed by real doctors and researchers who study longevity. Today, I'm going to show you 9 everyday signs, subtle but powerful indicators hiding in your normal routine that reveal exactly where you stand and how much road you have left ahead. For a long time, I ignored the small changes in my routine. I thought getting old just meant slower mornings, a few extra aches, and gray hair. But then, a series of quiet awakenings happened right here on this porch, forcing me to look at the cold, hard metrics of my own body. I realized that my everyday habits were dropping clues backed by real medical research about exactly how much road I had left. The first sign is your walking speed. I saw this happen to my neighbor, Mark. Mark used to walk his dog around the block twice a day, brisk and full of energy. But last month, we were crossing the street together, and he couldn't make it to the other side before the traffic light turned red. He was huffing, puffing, and genuinely scared. Doctors call this gait speed, and it's a direct indicator of how your heart, lungs, and legs are holding up. When Mark started slowing down, it wasn't just old age. His internal engine was losing power. To fix this, Mark didn't start running marathons. He just added short bursts of power walking into his daily routine. Next time you're out for a walk, try walking as fast as you can for just 1 minute, then stroll for 2 minutes. Do this a few times a day to wake those leg muscles up and get your heart pumping again. The second sign is the living room floor test. My former colleague Sarah failed this test miserably last Thanksgiving. We were all sitting around, and someone challenged the room to sit flat on the carpet and stand back up without using hands or knees for support. Sarah laughed, tried it, and completely collapsed to the side, needing 2 people to pull her up. Researchers use this exact test to measure muscle and joint health in older adults. Sarah realized that losing the ability to get off the floor meant her core strength and flexibility were fading faster than she cared to admit. To rebuild that strength, Sarah started doing basic glute bridges on her bed every morning and practiced sitting down and standing up from a sturdy kitchen chair without using her arms. If you struggle with this, start with the chair exercise today. It builds the exact foundation you need to handle your own body weight safely. The third sign is your grip strength. It hit home during a summer barbecue with my buddy Tom. Tom was always the strong guy in our group, but when someone handed him a brand new jar of pickles to open, he couldn't make the lid budge. His knuckles turned white, but nothing happened. He laughed it off, but a fading grip is a major red flag. Doctors use grip strength to screen for systemic muscle loss and frailty in seniors. When Tom lost the power in his hands, it was a warning that his overall physical independence was starting to slip away. Tom fixed this with a very simple trick. He kept a tennis ball right next to his favorite armchair. Every night while watching the evening news, he would squeeze that ball as hard as he could for 10 seconds, rest, and repeat it 10 times on each hand. You can also use a cheap hand gripper or carry light dumbbells when you walk to keep those hands strong and functional. The fourth sign is how you handle daily hassles. My next-door neighbor, Bill, is the perfect example of this. If a delivery is late or the internet goes down for 10 minutes, Bill throws a massive tantrum that ruins his entire weekend. He thinks he's just venting, but medical studies show that this constant anger floods the body with cortisol. This stress hormone triggers long-term inflammation, which damages your heart and memory over time. Bill's inability to stay cool over small frustrations is quietly shortening his life, one angry afternoon at a time. To change this, Bill started practicing a simple breathing exercise called box breathing whenever he felt his chest getting tight. If you feel stress creeping in, stop what you are doing. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it for 4. Exhale through your mouth for 4, and hold empty for 4. Doing this just 3 times resets your nervous system and stops that dangerous cortisol rush in its tracks. The fifth sign is your sleep quality. My close friend Linda learned this the hard way. Linda used to brag that she only needed 4 hours of sleep a night and could conquer the world. But every morning, she was completely exhausted, needing a massive pot of coffee just to stop shaking and function. Science proves that deep, uninterrupted sleep is when your brain flushes out biological waste. By running on caffeine and ignoring her restless nights, Linda was leaving yesterday's mental trash in her head, putting an incredible amount of strain on her heart and brain health. Linda turned her health around by setting a strict digital curfew. She turned off her TV and smartphone exactly 1 hour before bed and read a physical book instead. Creating a cool, pitch-black bedroom and sticking to the exact same wake-up time every single day can completely retrain your brain to get that life-saving, deep, restorative rest. The sixth sign is mental adaptability. I saw this perfectly with my coffee buddy, George. Last week, our local diner replaced its paper menus with a simple QR code. George got absolutely furious, slammed his fist on the table, and refused to order. That right there is the new app test. Doctors have found that when older adults stubbornly refuse to adapt to small technological changes, it's a sign of early cognitive stagnation. Keeping your mind flexible and trying to learn new things forces your brain to build fresh neural pathways, protecting you from mental decline as you age. To keep his brain young, George started practicing small daily mental shifts. Instead of getting mad, he asked a teenager to show him how to scan the code. You can easily do this at home. Try downloading a simple digital puzzle game on your phone, or simply try to brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand tonight. Forcing your brain out of its comfort zone keeps your mind sharp and resilient. The seventh sign is your balance. My friend from church, Arthur, discovered his balance was fading through the sock challenge. One morning, Arthur tried to pull his socks on while standing up like he always did. He lost his footing, stumbled backward, and crashed straight into his nightstand, badly bruising his hip. Clinical studies show that the ability to stand on one foot for 10 seconds is one of the single best predictors of a long life. Poor balance means your nervous system is losing its coordination, making dangerous falls more likely. Thankfully, balance is a motor skill. Arthur started retraining the very next day. He practiced standing on one foot for just 10 seconds at a time while holding onto the kitchen counter for safety. Once he got steady, he did it while brushing his teeth without holding on. Try doing this small test today. Building that stability protects you from the sudden falls that rob so many seniors of their freedom. The eighth sign is your appetite. My neighbor, Mary, stopped paying attention to this after her husband passed. Mary stopped cooking real dinners and started surviving entirely on potato chips and microwave meals because she just wasn't hungry. She lost 15 pounds in a few months and looked incredibly frail. Medical research links a shrinking appetite in seniors directly to muscle wasting and poor nutrient absorption. Food is the fuel that keeps your engine running. When Mary ignored her lack of appetite, her body started breaking down its own muscle to survive, making her weak and prone to illness. To rebuild her nutrition, Mary's doctor suggested she stop forcing herself to eat 3 giant meals. Instead, she started eating 4 or 5 small, nutrient-dense snacks throughout the day, like a handful of nuts, Greek yogurt, or a protein shake. If cooking feels like too much work, simplify your meals but focus heavily on protein and healthy fats to keep your body from eating its own strength. The ninth sign is your social connection. I always think of my old high school friend, Frank. After Frank retired, he slowly stopped calling people and spent all his time alone, believing he was just being independent. Within a year, his physical health nosedived. Data from major longevity studies shows that chronic loneliness is as deadly as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It speeds up heart disease and mental decline. Human connection is a biological necessity. Having that person you can call at 8 p.m. just to talk and laugh keeps your stress levels low and your brain active. Frank saved himself from isolation by setting a small weekly goal. He committed to making just 1 phone call to an old friend every Tuesday and joined a local morning walking group at the park. You don't need to be a social butterfly. Just pick up the phone once a week to shoot the breeze with someone or join a local community club. Reaching out is a practical exercise that directly adds joyful, healthy years to your lifespan. Let's face the cold, hard truth here, and it might sting a little. Ignoring these 9 signs isn't just about getting older. It carries a massive tax on your daily life. It slowly steals your energy, your time, and your personal freedom. When you can't open that jar, or you start avoiding friends because you feel too slow, your world shrinks. You end up trapped inside your own home, depending on others for things you used to do without a second thought. That is the real price of letting things slide. You hand over the keys to your own life. But here is where you claim your power back. True independence means looking at your physical reality right now without making excuses. You have absolute authority over your choices. When you choose to squeeze that tennis ball, practice your balance, or protect your sleep, you aren't just fighting old age. You are defending your own freedom and keeping your dignity intact. The beautiful thing about these 9 signs is that none of them are set in stone. If you wobble today, you can stand stronger tomorrow. You don't need a miracle pill. You just need to move a little more, stay adaptable, and keep your circles close. Longevity isn't about watching the clock run out. It's about making every single tick count. Thanks for sitting with me on the porch today. Drop a comment below and let me know. Which of these signs are you going to work on this week? Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next chat. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time on the porch.